The apartment was dark, save for the faint light from the hallway creeping under the bedroom door. Taehyung didn't sleep. He'd made a makeshift bed on the living room floor with cushions and a blanket Jungkook tossed down silently before disappearing into the bedroom. It wasn't warm. It wasn't forgiving. But it was something. He stared at the ceiling, listening. Every breath Jungkook took from the other side of the door. Every creak of the floorboards when he shifted. And then, a soft sound. At first, Taehyung thought he imagined it. But then it came again. A sob. He sat up instantly. "Jungkook," he called out, unsure. There was no answer. Just the unmistakable sound of muffled crying. Taehyung was at the bedroom door in seconds, torn between knocking and barging in. Finally, he opened it gently. The sight shattered him. Jungkook was curled into himself on the bed, fists gripping the blanket, tears streaking his cheeks. His whole body trembled as silent sobs escaped him in waves. Taehyung moved to him without thinking. Hey, I've got you," he whispered, sliding onto the edge of the bed. Jungkook flinched but didn't push him away. "I had a dream," he choked. "You were yelling at me. You said I ruined everything. And then the baby. Taehyung gathered him close, arms firm around his shaking frame. "It's okay. It's just a dream," he whispered into his hair. "You're safe. The baby's safe." "I swear, I was so scared," Jungkook sobbed. "I didn't want to be alone." "You're not alone," Taehyung said, voice rough. "Not anymore." Jungkook buried his face into Taehyung's chest, tears soaking his shirt. Neither of them said anything more. But something shifted in that moment. Taehyung stayed by his side the whole night, holding him gently as Jungkook drifted back to sleep in his arms. And for the first time in months, Jungkook didn't wake up feeling alone. The smell of eggs and toasted bread drifted through the apartment. Jungkook blinked awake, the sunlight pouring in through the half-open blinds. For a moment, he forgot where he was. Then he shifted, and felt the warm indentation on the bed beside him. Taehyung. Last night came rushing back. The nightmare. The way Taehyung held him. The way he didn't let go. He sat up slowly, hands resting over his bump as he listened to the faint clatter of dishes from the kitchen. Curiosity, and something far softer, pulled him out of bed. He padded toward the source of the sound, pausing at the doorway. Taehyung stood at the stove, sleeves rolled up, brows furrowed as he flipped something in the pan. He looked completely out of place in Jungkook's little kitchen, tall, expensive, painfully handsome, and yet, oddly, natural. "You're burning the toast," Jungkook said quietly. Taehyung startled, spinning around. He quickly yanked the bread out of the toaster. "I was trying to do something decent." Jungkook's lips twitched. "It's not bad. Just, almost black." Taehyung looked sheepish. "I'll make more." Silence stretched for a beat. "You didn't have to do this," Jungkook said, eyes soft. "I wanted to," Taehyung murmured, not meeting his gaze. "After everything. I just wanted to do one thing right." Jungkook looked at him for a long time. "You're trying." Taehyung turned to him, something raw flickering in his eyes. "Does it matter?" Jungkook didn't answer immediately. Then he stepped forward, his voice barely above a whisper. "It matters to me." They stood there in the quiet, the smell of slightly burnt toast in the air, something fragile blooming between them. But before either could say more, a knock echoed at the door. They both froze. Another knock, louder this time. Taehyung tensed. Are you expecting someone? Jungkook shook his head slowly, moving toward the door with cautious steps. When he opened it, Jimin stood there, eyes wide, gaze bouncing between Jungkook's rounded belly and Taehyung, standing behind him. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Jimin's voice cut through the morning air like a blade. Jungkook froze in the doorway, torn between relief and dread. Behind him, Taehyung straightened, already sensing the incoming storm. Jimin's eyes dropped again to Jungkook's stomach, undeniable now, a gentle curve under his oversized hoodie. His breath caught. You're still not telling me everything. Jungkook opened his mouth, but Jimin pushed past him into the apartment. His eyes locked on Taehyung. Cold. Sharp. You have a lot of nerve. Taehyung didn't flinch. I know. Do you? Jimin snapped. Do you know what he's been through? While you were out playing CEO, climbing your towers of ego and silence, he was breaking. Jimin, Jungkook tried. No, Kook. Jimin turned to him, eyes brimming. You fainted in my arms one night and wouldn't tell me why. You cried yourself to sleep in my apartment. And I begged you to leave that place because I knew something was wrong. Someone was wrong. Taehyung lowered his gaze. And now, Jimin growled, stepping forward, I find you here, making breakfast, acting like you belong. Taehyung met his eyes, steady and low. I don't deserve forgiveness. But I'm not leaving him again, Jimin scoffed. You left him the second you used him. Taehyung didn't argue. He just looked at Jungkook, who stood trembling slightly between them. I never wanted this, Jungkook said suddenly, voice cracking. For you two to fight. For any of this. Jimin's expression softened immediately. Cookie, I kept it a secret because I was afraid, Jungkook whispered. Afraid of being alone. Afraid of him. But also afraid that if I told you, it would make it real. And I didn't know if I could survive that. Tears lined Jimin's lashes. Taehyung stepped forward, his voice low but certain. I want to be there now. For him. For the baby. And for everything I destroyed. Jimin studied him for a long time. Then he turned back to Jungkook. Do you want him here? Jungkook hesitated. He looked at Taehyung, the man who had hurt him. Yes, but it was also the only one who had made him feel seen, even in silence. I don't know what I want yet, he whispered. But I want to find out. Without being afraid, Jimin nodded slowly. Then I'll back off, he said. But if you break him again, Kim Taehyung, I swear, I won't, Taehyung said. I swear, I won't. It was quiet. Too quiet, Jungkook thought as he sat on the edge of the examination table, fingers nervously playing with the hem of his shirt. The scent of antiseptic filled the room, and a soft beep came from the monitor beside him. His next prenatal checkup. The first one he wasn't doing alone. Taehyung sat a few feet away, hands clasped tightly together in his lap, elbows on his knees, eyes locked on the floor like it was trying to swallow him whole. Neither of them spoke. Until, you don't have to be here, Jungkook said, voice barely above a whisper. I want to be, Taehyung replied instantly. Jungkook didn't meet his eyes. Wanting doesn't undo what's been done, I know. The silence stretched again. A knock on the door broke it. The doctor entered, cheerful and unaware of the emotional minefield she was stepping into. Good morning. Jungkook, ready for the scan? Jungkook nodded, lying back carefully. He flinched as she pulled up his hoodie and applied the cold gel to his belly. And then, The sound. Taehyung's head snapped up. His breath hitched. That sound, that tiny, fast heartbeat, echoed louder than any argument they'd ever had. Strong heartbeat, the doctor smiled. Baby's doing great. Jungkook closed his eyes. He didn't speak, but a tear slid down the side of his face. Taehyung stood slowly, moving to his side. He didn't touch him. He didn't dare. But he whispered, "Thank you." Jungkook blinked, confused. For what? For keeping him safe. For choosing to go through this, even when I didn't deserve to know. The doctor quietly left the room, sensing the moment was private. I was angry, Taehyung said. Back then. Not just at you, at everything. The company. My family. My ex. And when I found out you were working under me, his jaw clenched. I wanted control over something. Anything. Jungkook turned his head toward him. So you chose me? Taehyung's eyes brimmed. And I regret it every second of every day. Jungkook looked away. I can't take it back. I can't change what I did. But I can stay, Taehyung said. And I will. Not because I want redemption. But because he, or she, deserves a father who's present. And you deserve someone who won't run this time. Silence. Then finally, you'll come to the next checkup? Jungkook asked, voice thin and trembling. Taehyung's eyes widened. You want me to? I don't know, Jungkook admitted. But maybe. I don't want to do the next one alone either. Taehyung's heart shattered in his chest and rebuilt itself around the sound of a heartbeat that didn't belong to either of them, but was now the only thing tethering them together.